What's going on, guys? This is Jake with Fitness Insider coming at you guys with another good one today. But first, hit that subscribe button, hit that bell notification, man. I'd love to hear from you guys. Let's get this thing going. So with Rolly Winkler looking like he's out of the Arnold Classic 2020, it kind of, being one of the front runners of the show, it leaves an opening for maybe a new star to come in and cement his place among the top in bodybuilding, and that person is Patrick Moore, in my opinion. So this guy basically came bursting onto the scene in the 2019 Olympia, making a big splash, man. This guy looks phenomenal. Now, if you look here, this was a recent lineup at the Arnold Classic, and even this was a damn stacked lineup, and the 2020 is going to be an even more stacked lineup. And while I think the first and second place spot is going to be for William Bonac and Big Ramy, you got guys like Cedric McMillan, Josh Lenardowitz, Dexter Jackson, man. It's just, there's so many good guys that are just waiting in the wings. But the thing is, Patrick Moore, man, that dude is insane. Now, a lot of people are saying that he's the next Ronnie Coleman. What do I think about that, and where do I think his placing is going to be in this show? I'll get right to that, so stick around. We're going to get into this thing. Alright, guys, so first things first, let's check out his posing routine for the 2019 Mr. Olympia. Dude, check this dude out, okay? It blows my mind how this guy was overlooked in that lineup, because that was a very underwhelming lineup this year. In fact, the whole show, dude, the Classic Physique Olympia was way more exciting than this, in my opinion anyways. I was way more excited to see the top three in the Classic Physique, in watching Chris Bumstead win that was amazing. Whereas, and I'm happy for Brandon Curry, and Hadi Choopan looked amazing. It was a very underwhelming show for the Men's Open, but one of the good things about it was Patrick Moore basically made such a big splash that he's now one of the newest stars on the scene, and I'm very glad because he deserves it. Now look at his back, okay? His back, while it's good, okay? Some people are giving him shit about it. I don't think he deserves it, man. People are saying that he might be the next Ronnie Coleman. That's a very big statement to make. He's definitely a star, and he's definitely he has a huge amount of potential, man. Very good midsection, very good shoulder to waist ratio, good muscle bellies, big arms. His back, while not being the thickest back, he has the width, he has the legs, he has everything, man. He just needs to kind of bring up certain aspects of his body. I think his legs do need to come up a little bit more. His back needs to be a little bit thicker, and just kind of bring in he needs to work on his lats, I think, a little bit as well. I don't know, man. There's definitely some holes in his physique. I don't even want to call them holes. I just think he needs to bring up certain aspects of his physique a little bit. And this dude is going to be he's going to be a problem for the top bodybuilders in today's lineup. Now, as far as the Arnold Classic, what do I think? Okay, so earlier I did a prediction video where I said he's kind of like my dark horse. I could see him doing big things, or I could see him kind of slipping somewhere in the 6 to 9 area. Now, I don't think that's going to happen. You know what? Especially with Rolly Winkler being out, I think depending on what happens, he definitely could fall in that 6 or 7 spot, but I could easily see him ranking anywhere in that 3 to 6 spot if he shows up. If he shows up on and he does the work, because I seen a picture recently, and this dude, again, off-season photos, going into a competition don't mean shit. It's just, the best lighting, the best angles, the best circumstances, big pump from the gym. I mean, they're looking their best, right? It's like all the Instagram models looking amazing in these pictures, and then they get caught on camera and they don't look that good. So I don't use them as a good reference to who's going to place where, but again, the picture looked amazing, man. This dude looked like he put on quite a bit of size since the Olympia, and I don't think he's a super young guy. but I think he's young enough to where he still has a few years of coming up before he reaches his peak here. So, yeah, I'm super excited to see Patrick Moore, man. I think he's going to do big things in the sport. I will go on record. I don't think he's going to be the next Ronnie Coleman, okay? So I think that's a bit of a bold statement. Ronnie was one of a kind, and we may see something like that in the future, but Ronnie was the GOAT, man, and I don't see this guy doing what Ronnie did. I don't think he's going to be an 8-time Mr. Olympia winner, but that being said, I think this dude has a huge amount of potential, and beyond that, even right now, I think he stacks up pretty well, pretty favorably against a lot of people, and I'm actually going to show a couple things, so stick around. We'll get into that right now. Alright, guys, so basically the point of this segment is to show actually how he did stack up in the callouts against some of the guys like Cedric that will be there in the Arnold. So while this callout, actually it looks like there may be only 1 or 2 people that might be there in the Arnold, but yeah, man, Cedric is a good enough frame of reference anyways, just to show how he's going to stack up, because Cedric is one of the best in the world. In fact, most people would actually agree and say that Cedric could be a Mr. Olympia if he just came with the conditioning. So this is actually a great frame of reference to what Patrick Moore could actually bring to this show. So, again, man, the camera panning around, I don't know why these guys do this at the Olympia and really any show. It's like, dude, stop this shit. Like, this is, put the camera in a static spot. You don't pan around like this. Give us a good frame of reference of all the people in the call out and let them go through the mandatories, man. This is absurd. You can't see anything. You can't make your comparisons. It's very obnoxious. But anyways, just a little rant. Bothers me so much every year. But as you can see here, look at these two standing next to each other, all right? Cedric is obviously outmassing them, okay? That's pretty obvious. But beyond that, you can see, man, aesthetically, he holds up pretty well to Cedric, okay? I think Cedric, hands down, is a better bodybuilder, for sure. But that being said, I think Patrick holds up pretty well. I mean, size-wise, he's not being outmassed that much. And, I mean, again, Cedric is definitely outshining me. Just a bigger bodybuilder all around. But Patrick's legs look good. Patrick's conditioning is better than Cedric's, I would say. And I almost want to see a cleaner back shot of these guys just to see what Patrick's bringing to the table. We'll check it out right now, actually. Lucas Osladil always has some strange posing, man. His conditioning is always awesome, but they're always smacking into each other. I hate that shit. But yeah, look at that right there. So Patrick looks way more narrow in the back shots than Cedric does. Even standing in the relaxed, almost like that, you can see that Cedric has a lot more mass hanging off his back. But again, Cedric's been in this thing for a while, so he, Andy's one of the best in the sport, but check out the lat spread, all right? I think the lat spread for Patrick is a pretty good pose. I think it looks better than his rear double. Look at all the definition there, man. He just looks insane here. Very symmetrical, very good. Not as good as Cedric again, but just very good. But again, the point of this is just to show size-wise, He has a little ways to go to be up there with the top dogs in today's lineups, but it is kind of stunning to show, like, this guy almost, like, seemingly came out of nowhere, and he's actually holding up pretty well to one of the best guys in the sport, man. So I think this dude is gonna do big things based off this alone. I'm really excited to see what he does in the Arnold, man. I think he's either gonna do pretty good, like a 6 to 8, maybe a 9. But I think more realistically, I think we're going to see him in that 4 to 7 spot. My guess is 5th or 6th, probably. The judges seen him. I think the judges realized that they overlooked him in the Olympia, and now the judges got their eyes on him, man. They're looking out for this dude. The crowd, he has a lot of fans that are looking out for him. So, yeah, man, a lot of people are very excited to see what this guy does. But other than that, guys, that's basically it. I just wanted to talk about how Patrick Moore, what happened with the Olympia, and what I think is going to happen at the Arnold, man. I do think he's going to do a little bit better than I thought in the previous predictions video. I do think he's going to clinch that 5th or 6th spot, possibly even 3rd or 4th. But my guess right now is 5th or 6th. I think even beyond this year, he's going to be doing amazing things. So I guess we'll just have to stay tuned and see what happens. But anyways, guys, this is Jake with Fitness Insider. Thanks for sticking around. I will see you guys next time. I got some new stuff coming, so, stay tuned.